Hello, everyone. My name is Sally Bayman, and I am Vice President of Marketing at Juniper. And joining me today is Christian Garcon, who's Vice President of Fixed Network Design at Orange. Christian, let me first of all welcome and thanks for joining us today. I know that you have a significant role with Orange in France. And so maybe if we could start and have you talk a little bit about your role and your responsibilities there.
Hello, Sally. So I am in charge of fixed networks design and engineering within Orange France, which means that my teams are designing the fixed networks of Orange France regarding the fixed access network, the transport network, both for optical and IP, but also the fixed voice network.
So Christian, the pandemic shifted our world from physical to virtual literally overnight. And that's put, quite a significant responsibility on service providers like Orange to not only keep us connected, but also to ensure a seamless experience, real-time or near real-time experience for subscribers, particularly during peak traffic conditions. Briefly, how has the pandemic impacted Orange's business, particularly in terms of things like, shifts in traffic patterns and other things?
Yes, so in fact, as people stayed at home during lockdowns, the mobile traffic decreased quite a lot, and the fixed traffic increased also quite a lot. During daytime, because many people were working remotely, in fact also at peak hours, meaning during the evening, because people were not able to go anymore to bars, restaurants, cinema, theaters, and so on. So they had to entertain themselves at home. We saw a huge increase of traffic, especially related to Netflix, Disney Plus, and so on. But we saw also, and it was quite a surprise because it was quite new, a huge traffic related to gaming. Not online gaming, because it is not that mature yet, but people download new games. They download also some new releases. When you see that, for example, for Call of Duty, you need to download about 235 gigabytes just to start playing, then it is a huge load on the network. And that's quite new. So the pattern of traffic has increased, but also changed during the year. And also, we had some issues, but not that many. We were quite lucky. And those issues were mostly located in the interconnection with other operators, but also because our customers wanted to access contents, for example, in the States. And so we had to upgrade our links through the Atlantic.
You've named some great examples of some of the bandwidth-heavy applications that are driving this continued network traffic growth, like video, streaming media, online gaming, etc. We're also seeing a little bit about heightened user expectations as well, whether they are, residential users or, employees working from home. How are you actually absorbing this increase in network traffic? What areas did you focus on, particularly from a network infrastructure perspective, to support the need?
We are used to manage an increase of about 30% of traffic year on year. Yeah. So our network was ready to take the load. We have also to improve the automation because it would help us to adapt or react more quickly. We need also to work on telemetry to better understand the traffic pattern and their evolution. We were quite surprised at the beginning that gaming was at such an impact. And today we monitor very closely this traffic. And we also monitor very closely the new releases and so on. And we discuss with gaming companies. So invest in infrastructure. So at first invest in infrastructure, then automate as much as possible. And at last, you need a very good telemetry in order to understand what's going on.
If you could tell us the most critical core infrastructure investments that you made, particularly over the past year or so, that would be interesting for us to know.
So we are investing a lot in the access network, and we are deploying fiber all over the country. And then you need to support the access network to be clear, also a good transport network. So we are investing heavily on our optical transport network, but also on our IP transport network. And there we work with Juniper. On the platform that we have acquired from Juniper are very easy to scale up.
So, the pandemic has certainly proven that bad actors will take advantage of a crisis for their own gain. With the massively increased, attack surface, with us all working from home, and even certainly here in the US, we've seen threats to online learning initiatives as well. Tell me a little bit about what you've seen at Orange. Have you seen an increase in security threats? And what is Orange doing to minimize the impact of those security threats?
To be clear, yes, we have seen an increase on security threats, that's for sure. But in Orange, we haven't had any crisis related to security internally, because we have been investing in security for a long time. We have set up what we call defense in depth, meaning that we have security features in all our equipment, including the routers provided by Juniper. Some years ago, we were relying on firewalls, but today it's a bit different. It's more complex than that. So it's not so easy to attack Orange Network.
So Christian, we hear a lot about edge computing, moving applications and data closer to the users. And there's several tech trends and motivations supporting that. We've talked about a lot of them, like online gaming and gaming software downloads, augmented virtual and multi-reality, connected cars, connected devices, etc. We've also seen some interesting partnerships between service providers and some of the larger North American cloud providers, cloud hyperscalers. I'd love to get your perspective on edge compute, both from the view of what applications and services it will enable.
So we announced a partnership with Google Cloud in July 2020. And so today we are working with them in order to figure out the new use cases that we can manage through edge computing, network edge computing, to be clear. It seems that the more obvious use cases are mostly related to the enterprise market, but you have mentioned online gaming, and I'm sure that it could be a use case addressing the consumer market. As we are seeing today, gaming is becoming more and more important for customers, and online gaming could bring some novelties, as Netflix did for video some years ago. But today, to be clear, we are in fact assessing the situation, trialing with Google Cloud to assess the value of new use cases. We are also selecting sites, because to implement network edge computing, you need to upgrade some sites in order to be able to host servers and all the stuff that you need to deliver network edge computing. It is sure that it is related to 5G deployment, and we have just started deploying 5G. So everything I would say is arriving at the right time in order to be ready when the industry verticals will be also ready to use 5G. So it's going to take time, but it is normal, as it is almost a new market to address.
Christian, thank you again for your time today. We really appreciate your perspectives on Orange and also your perspectives on your partnership with us here at Juniper Networks. Thank you again for your time.